Hiya, 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 hiya. Welcome back to my ASMR channel. Today's video is going to be a telling you what you need to hear video, but I didn't quite, not in a violent, toxic productivity. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. That's not what I'm trying to achieve. I don't quite know how to put it, but I was emailed saying by some viewer, thank you so much, telling me that videos such as mine help him to be productive. So I thought it would be a good video idea to just chat with you guys and tell you things or quotes which may help you be more productive within your day, or just, I don't know, or if you are one of those people who are overproductive maybe, or toxic productivity, maybe help you have a bit of a relax, have a bit of a break, because I know the guilt that you get sometimes around being overproductive and then burning out and just not doing anything for weeks at a time. Get it? Been there, done that, in the words of Sean Paul or Pitbull. I think it's Pitbull. Been there, done that. But yeah, that is my video plan for today. So I have got my poison, my Pepsi Max Cherry lover, and I've also arrived home to scaffolding right outside my window, and my stepdad is currently on my roof, which is great. I think he's doing something, which is great, but I'm a bit concerned that he's going to fall off and I'm going to see it out my window. But that's a completely irrational concern. But anyway, I hope you cannot hear anything. I have tested, and as mentioned, this is an absolutely rubbish mic. So I doubt you'll be able to hear much. But if you can, I am deeply apologetic about that. But yeah, also, what do we think? Do we like? Do we dislike? I can't decide. See, when they're back here, I lean more towards like. When they're up here, all up in your face, I lean more towards dislike. And looking at them with sunlight going through them, I lean more towards dislike than like. I didn't want to. I was in a bit of a rush because I had a party the next day. I was in a bit of a rush. But maybe it's just because I know I did them in a bit of a rush that I don't like them. I don't know. And also, the thing I used as my skin tone, the base coat, it matches now, it looks okay now, but that's because I've tanned. I am naturally even paler, than this, right? This is me with bronzer and fake tan on. So this shade right here, the one that's meant to blend into my skin, nothing like how I actually look, you know what I mean? But we'll make it work. If we need to change it, I'll change it. Not a big deal. But anyway, I think that is the longest intro I've ever done. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to remind you is that the first win of every single day, it's getting out of bed. The first win of every day is getting out of bed. The first win of every single day is getting out of bed in the morning. Getting out of bed, getting out of bed, getting So well done you, if you did that this morning. Well done you. Well done you, well done you, well done you. It's like, well done you, well done you. I feel like getting out of bed is easier now. It's getting lighter, like we've just had the clocks change where I am. So it's a sign that summer's coming, but I feel like it gets easier when it's light in the day. But winter, especially, sometimes the hardest thing in the world is getting out of bed. And people don't really, I know people do talk about it, but it's like, and then if you make your bed, in the morning, you make your bed in the morning, you make your bed in the morning, make your bed in the morning, make your bed, make your bed, make your bed, make your bed, make your bed. That is then your second win of the day. That's your second win of the day. That's your second win of the day. 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 And remember, you don't have to do it straight after getting up. That's your second win of the day. Well, actually, I forgot this, but getting out of bed, you have to prioritise yourself over everything else. Prioritise yourself over everything else, and ensure you get 8 to 10 hours of sleep. 8 to 10, 8 to 10, 8 to 10, not 1. Definitely not 1, Jesus. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, but 8. 8 hours of sleep. 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. 8 to 10. That is true self-care. Never mind the bloody face masks and rubbish. Getting enough sleep is like self-care at like its highest level, you know what I mean? Because it's actually quite a difficult thing to achieve. You know, and I could be wrong, and this is the British average, by the way. The average amount of sleep in Britain, it was about 7 hours. It was about 7 hours. Of course, Google that for yourself, but in Britain. And if you prioritise yourself and prioritise your own health, both mental and physical, you will be a lot more happy, a lot more healthy, and a lot more productive. But remember, productivity isn't everything. I feel like I'm projecting here. You don't have to be productive all the time, staring at myself in the viewfinder. You don't have to. And sleep is the greatest healer. Sleep is the greatest healer, greatest healer, greatest healer, greatest healer. It's the greatest healer. Greatest healer, greatest healer, greatest healer. Another thing that for me is like my purest form of self-care and really helps with everything productivity wise and just life wise is eating properly and eating enough, because this is definitely me projecting here, but eating is for some people harder than it looks. So ensure that you're getting your daily energy requirements. We're not going to say the C word because the C word is awful. The C word is... but make sure you're getting your required daily energy. You're getting it through whatever the hell makes you happy. Whatever the hell makes you feel good about yourself. Makes you feel good within your body. Whatever makes you feel good. And both both of these things, eating healthy and sleeping enough, come before any kind of work. They are more important. Because remember, if you haven't done these, your work is not going to be its best. Your memory is going to be slower. Your concentration skills are going to be worse. Be distracted, especially if you haven't had enough food. You will be distracted. You will be thinking about food, which is not productive. And so those are the biggest productivity life hack. I promise you, they are the biggest productivity life hack there is. More than any product, more than any gummy, don't get me started. More than any wellness hack. Eating enough, moving yourself, just shaking a leg a little bit and sleeping are gonna boost, for me, your grades, or for anybody else, your work ethic or whatever, more than any white noise, more than any gummy, more than anything like that. I promise you, your memory isn't rubbish. You're probably just not letting your brain, giving your brain the time to save all those memories, because that's when your brain saves the memories, essentially, when you're asleep. I'm saying all these things. I'm not a doctor, by the way. I'm not. I'm just a girl on the internet. But these are all basic things, right? That's when your brain saves the memories. But anyway, once you're up and you've had your breakfast, you can then start your day right. If you're one of those people who find themselves to be more productive in like something that looks proper, like a shirt or something like that, or you're one of those people who finds them more productive, like for me, I find I'm more productive if I've got makeup on most of the time. And I've heard a lot of my friends say that they feel the same. But if you find that, then do your makeup, have a shave, wear a suit, I don't care. It doesn't matter. If you're not going to see anybody, it's helping. It's a mental trick. And for me, that mental trick really works. So my parents always ask me, because, obviously I'm not in school all the time. Sometimes I work outside of school. Like my parents or my brother will always be curious why I'm always wearing a full face of makeup. And I'm like, there's a process going on up here. But that really helps me. Also, what really helps me is hot drinks. messaged back your family member, right? You should have done those before. Okay, now is not the time to do things you've been putting off. Now is not the time to have a full-blown house clean. Okay, now is the time to do whatever your version of productive is. So put the sponge down. You're gonna sit down somewhere comfy, 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 somewhere comfy. And with your beverage of some kind, and work, just power through. I make a point of kind of putting my phone somewhere else because I hate but I don't hate Instagram. That's a stretch. I hate Instagram Reels because I don't like the idea of people being able to see what I like. So, but I find when I'm revising, because I need to put it off so much, because there's so much I need to put off. Well, no, that's because I'm putting things off. I'm procrastinating so much. I find myself scrolling through Instagram Reels, which is something I would not do if I wasn't procrastinating, if you get what I mean. So I make a point of putting my phone on the other side of the room. So if I get a call, I'll definitely be able to hear it. But there's nothing that will pop up that I will be able to see. So that's a big thing for me. Make a point of putting your phone on the other side of the room. Now, here's one for you overworkers. The human brain. Now, I was told this by my biology teacher, and I trust him. However, I could be wrong. I'm sure some kind of rectable, that's the word, isn't it? I don't know. Some kind of proper source will have the information on this a little bit more than I will. Some kind of neuroscience place. But I was told by my biology teacher that the human brain can only properly focus on something for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So, don't do one thing for longer than 20 minutes. Well, I know it's harder, easier said than done, especially if you're working in an office or something. But what I'm trying to say is, after 20 minutes, shift your position, or if you're allowed, walk, get up and do a lap. Or once again, if you can, change the subject slightly. As I said, I'm not a neuroscientist, although there's a really good neuroscientist woman on TikTok. She's Scottish, which makes it all better. I love a Scottish accent. But where was I? Oh yeah, productivity. But anyway, for you toxic productivity people, you're actually not doing yourself much good after 20 minutes. So get up, shift yourself. But yeah, after 20 minutes, you're not doing anything, so shift yourself. Go get another cup of tea. You are going to need to go to the toilet though, if you're drinking that much tea. Yeah. But, of course, there is a limit. Do I know the limit? I'm trying to figure that out for myself. I won't even lie to you. I'm trying to figure that out. And it's okay. It's okay to look forward to when it's done, to when you are finished. It's okay to wait. It's okay to hope. It's okay to be excited for when you can finally finish, whenever that is, whether that goal is set by you, whether it's set by an employer, whether it's set by somebody else. It's okay to be excited to stop. That's normal, because humans aren't robots. You are not meant to, as I mentioned, you are not designed to do something for more than 20 minutes, apparently. So it's okay to be excited. Once it is exciting, once it comes, you need to fully remove yourself. You need to fully remove yourself. You need to fully remove yourself. You need to fully remove yourself, and you're not ignoring them, right? You're not ignoring your work. You're not ignoring your reality. You are giving yourself a break. You are preventing burnout, which will make you more productive in the long run. You are not doing anything wrong by ignoring your colleagues or your students or whoever. You are not doing anything wrong. In fact, in France, it is illegal to email people about work outside of their work hours. So, the French government is on your side, okay? You do not owe them your time if you are not being paid. You don't owe them your time if you are not being paid. If it is your holiday, it is your break, it is your time to look after yourself. It is your time to look after your family if you have one. You do not owe them that time. You owe them the time you are in work in return for payment, not the time you're outside of work because you're not being paid. Just a girl who loves money. So, I know, like, there's a lot on social media about, like, get up at 3 AM and brush my teeth with bleach, and I don't know, I saw this one thing where this guy just dunked his face in water, and then he went to, like, a sauna at 6 in the morning, and he was diving into the pool, and he was in the pool for 4 minutes, like, in the air when he was diving. He said he was in the air for 4 minutes. I'm sorry. No physics genius here, no Isaac Newton, but 2 and 2 ain't making 4 here, guys. But anyway, what I was saying by that is that in order to be successful, you do not need to be following these get up at 5 AM and hustle things that, I mean, I'm no expert on life. I'm a teenage girl, but who hasn't left school yet, but I can just tell you don't need to do that to be an expert on life. Like, look at the most successful person you know, most successful person you know in person who cannot hide behind a screen of social media, right? Look at them. Do they get up at 6 in the morning? Well, not 6 in the morning. Do they get up at 3 in the morning? Do you go and dive into a pool for 4 minutes? I doubt it. I think they're probably prioritising their sleep. Like, this hustle stuff is going to make you burn out, and it's just going to make you feel awful about yourself in the long term. I'm sorry, this is more of a rant, but that stuff is absolutely bollocks. It's just bollocks. Who is getting up? You know, he gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to go to a sauna every day. I bet you he doesn't. I bet he emails. Actually, I can't say that. Let's not go there, but yeah. So productivity is important. It's important. It's important. It's important. It's important. It's important. It's important you get that things done. You get them done when you say you will, in order to prevent a big huge slog towards the end of your working to keep your job. That's also a good thing to keep. Or if you're still a student like me, to get the grades you need to have a job. It is important to invest in your own future. It's what I'm doing right now. It's important to invest in your own future. I'm a big fan of the future me rhetoric, which is like, you do something, you kind of remove past you, present you. I'm not the best at explaining it. I'm sure there's other people on here that will explain it a lot better than I will, but it's kind of like, do one nice thing every day for future you. So like, every single day, just do one nice thing for you in the future, and then future you should thank past you. I'm not good at explaining it, but you kind of get the gist, right? And that is unfortunately what working and studying is. It's what being productive is. So yeah, do it. But don't forget to have a life, yeah. Have a life. Have a life, girl. Have a life. And I'm sure what you're doing at the moment, whatever you do, is better than doing nothing. And what you're doing is enough. It's enough. You're doing enough. I promise you. You are doing enough. Future you is thanking you for whatever the hell you're doing. Future you is thanking you for whatever. If you're one of those people who have the I can sleep when I'm dead mentality, then get you some therapy. Therapy is all I have to say to that. Therapy. You are doing enough. You are fine. There's nothing that needs doing immediately. And there's nothing that is so important that it should disturb your peace outside of the hours that you are working, apart from family. You know what I mean? Having said that, it brought a little thing to mind. There is nothing wrong with deciding that you are not well enough, or you are, whether that's physically or mentally. There is nothing wrong with deciding that you are not okay to do this. It's fine, and there's no need to feel any guilt about that, because with everything you've been doing, past you, would have made some kind of plan for you if you were in this situation. And also, if you have got your own house or whatever, look at what you got yourself. Look at what past you did for you. You know, like, you got your own house, you got your own car. Screw it if you've brought your own phone, or you've brought yourself whatever. Look at what you've gotten for yourself. You know what I mean? Look at what you've done for you, or you've done for your family or your children. So either way, you're doing enough. You're doing enough. You're doing enough. You're doing enough. And just find that flow, find that routine that works. This kind of, in my head, I'm talking about studying and revision and things like that when I'm talking about this kind of thing, because that's what I do a lot of. That's what my productivity that I don't want to do is. And that's what I use the cup of tea and the 20-minute exercise for. That is my rules of engagement in those kind of things. But I'm sure it applies to things like offices and things like that. It doesn't really apply to hospitality. I won't lie to you. You kind of have a choice in hospitality. At least, you know, in my experience of hospitality, you don't really have a choice to be lazy. You get shouted at by people if you're perceived as being lazy. Which is another thing. If you're giving yourself grace, if you see somebody who resembles you in the past, give them grace too. You know. But anyway, back to our little timeline. I went off on a very long tangent there. It was kind of connected. It was a connected tangent, but it was a bit choppy. Sorry about that. But where we're done, we're switching the emails off. Get your ass off Teams. Turn off those Teams notifications. as mentioned, burnout is something that happens when you've overworked yourself. It's the only way you're going to get burnout, is overworking yourself, or trying to overload yourself, or overstimulating, or whatever you want to refer to it as. That is how you are burnt out. It is mental exhaustion in a way, and if you can do anything to avoid not being productive, it is avoiding burnout, because burnout can last weeks, months, years even, and it is going to hinder your goals. Whatever your goals are, it's going to hinder them. So give yourself some grace, just disengage for a little bit, and spend that time doing what makes you feel good, whether that's exercising, eating well, sleeping. Sleeping makes me feel good. I'm a big fan of sleeping all the time. I will put me anywhere, I will sleep. I love sleeping. Yeah. Anyway, or another one of mine is like colouring. I love colouring, especially passive-aggressive colouring. I don't know if I've shown you my colouring book. I don't know if I'm allowed to show you my colouring book on this channel, but the title of the colouring book is F.U. I'm doing Dr. Dot. Brilliant. Passive-aggressive colouring. I was colouring one right now that just said hashtag STUF. No, wait, give me a sec. The dyslexia will hashtag STFU. Passive aggressive colouring, ladies and gentlemen. Brilliant. Love it. But find something else. Or another one for me is cooking. I love cooking. And it takes my mind off everything. You know, everyday stress. It just takes it off my mind, and then it's quite nice to give people things, you know. If you cook something and then to give it to somebody and watch them eat it and pretend they're enjoying it is great. Especially when you threaten them beforehand. I don't know, maybe I'm a bit strange in the way I tell people, if you don't like this, don't tell me. Just don't tell me. I don't want to know. Just but anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I'm not sure whether this video helped anybody. I really hope it did, but it definitely helped me to stare at myself in a camera and tell myself these things. Somebody should do this as some kind of therapeutic exercise, because it's quite good. I feel, you know, solid now. Solid wasn't the word, but you know what I mean. But then solid, yeah, you know what I mean. At least I hope you do. But anyway, I don't know how useful it was to you guys, or whether or not it came across as whatever, I don't know. And to that guy that emailed me, I'm sorry I couldn't help in a better way. Take this as my apology. But yeah, I hope it helped somebody out there. Sorry if there's a lot of cuts in this video, or if it's shorter than normal. I'm not sure how much of this I will keep in, because I went on a lot of tangents, and I'm not sure how many of them I'm really gonna use, you know what I mean? How much of this footage is just gonna be absolute gobbledygook, and how much is actually useful. Not a clue. Roll with it. You know? My video, yeah, we'll roll with it. In the words of Oasis, you gotta roll with it. You gotta take your time. You gotta do what you do. I love that song.